All right, guys. Well, here we are.
Surprise.
If you're watching this on YouTube, hi, we're waving at you. If not, thanks for tuning in wherever you're listening to this at. So we decided to start a podcast. It was mostly Pam's idea.
I'm pretty excited. So for those of you that don't know us, we were doing, what do we say? Reselling, yard sales.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other thing we did when I had the panic attack? Storage units.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you threw out your back. I had a panic attack. The baby was in the car. It was fun. But now that we started this whole journey before we were parents, before we were even married, really.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have a 2-year-old son that we adore, obviously. And we have to adapt to that lifestyle. But we really liked connecting with people through YouTube and online and just having that facet in our lives. And we missed you just like some of you guys missed us. So this is what's up. For those two who ask, Kimber is right here at my feet sleeping.
Oh, our dog, yeah. We put out a video recently on the main channel, and they were like, we miss your, somebody commented like, we want to see more of your dog or something like that. So
and it melted my heart. So she is right here.
It's kind of hard to put her in on a podcast, but
it's raining outside, so she's been literally glued to me basically all day. So
so I mean, I kind of just threw this setup together today, so bear with us if like the video looks bad or the audio sounds terrible, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Never done a podcast before. So we're just kind of winging it. And this is, I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? Like if we go back, watch some of our first YouTube videos ever. Trash.
You did not let me be me in our first videos.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. I was like,
you would cut me out whenever I like said something silly or I don't know, Pamish.
Yeah.
You were like, stop doing that. This is serious. And I'm like, oh. And then people actually really like my quirky, weird personality. Some people don't. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure I have plenty of haters out there, but some people find me rather charming.
Back before I learned what I was doing on YouTube, where I thought you had to be serious and everything had to be super professional. You couldn't let loose. And then I realized, you know what? Just being yourself is the way to go. So...
And then you let me wear dinosaur suits and red full body suits and hide in boxes. And you said it was okay. Yeah. Whatever came to my little brain, you let me be creative.
Yep. Yeah. I think that helped a lot with our channel.
Do you?
Definitely. Yeah. Oh. Are you kidding me? Of course.
I don't know if it helped because the neighbors next door still hasn't come over and said hi. And we've been here for 4 years. And they're like, oh, don't go over there. They dress up like dinosaurs and run around with lawn tools.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of weird because we went to her yard sale like shortly after we started. Bear with me, guys, by the way. I'm like getting over a really bad cold. So if I cough at all, I'm sorry. This is like a terrible time to do a podcast, but...
All you ladies out there, it's the man cold.
What is that? What's the man cold?
And that's like you guys are like, get a hangnail and you're like, that's it. I got to be out. He just rolled his eyes. Did you guys see that?
Whatever I had, I was dude, I couldn't get out of bed. I was dying.
Yes, I have text messages that prove you were like, I need something. I'm like, what do you want? And you're like, I don't know, something. I'm dying. Literally dying.
It was bad. It was really bad. It wasn't COVID, surprisingly.
No.
But anyway, what we were saying, we went to the neighbor's yard sale once. And she was like, oh, don't you guys like do videos? And we're like, yeah. Yeah, we do. But like she said it in a weird way.
Like that they were inappropriate videos or something.
Yeah, but she probably saw like our ring lights or like our box lights in the window.
So for the record, we had our office originally downstairs. It has now morphed. Again, we have to adapt to our lifestyle and life changes. Okay, that sounds really bad after we're like trying to explain that we're not doing risky videos. But I'm talking about it turned into a baby's room just because it's easier for him to have a playroom downstairs as well as his room upstairs.
Yeah.
He's a little high maintenance. And so when people would drive by, and it took us a while to get curtains, they saw all this like film in stuff, and I don't know, just
who knows. But I think they realized that it wasn't anything super.
Well, I think once you
suspicious.
explained, oh, we go to yard sales and we buy things and resell them and then film about it, and then they're like, oh.
Yeah, like, oh, so our house is on YouTube? Yeah. Well, they didn't ask that, but I know they were thinking it.
Well, probably not. I don't think people think. They just think them. Like,
yeah.
I am. But.
Yeah, but.
Good old days.
Yeah, we've been. Excuse me. We've been chilling. We've been living life, being parents. I know I've said that a bunch of times. Whenever we upload, I say something along those lines, but it's true.
Well, it's hard because we want to get back into this. Like, how many times have we said, hey, we're going to start doing this again? And then like a month goes by and we haven't.
Yeah. And
I
it's
don't know
not that we're
exactly how
being
long,
like
but-
lazy. It's just like, no. I mean, anybody that's a parent would understand. It's so much. And like from the outside, people think like YouTube's so easy and it's just, oh, you just film yourself and upload. Like it's a ton of work. Like when we were doing Thrift Mine, like nonstop. I'm sorry, geez.
See, he gets all choked up. He's having a moment.
I had like no life. I was because like we work full-time jobs.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends we would go out, would yard sale, film, and then I would edit all day, like Saturday.
All weekend.
Yeah. And like, yeah, I wasn't just throwing videos up on YouTube. I'd put a lot of work and a lot of time into them.
And then we had the 2 channels.
Yep.
Thrift Mine and Crazy Dreamers that we try to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you did podcasts a little bit before.
Yeah, I did a podcast with
Just like
with some
testing.
friends.
Not like this setup. You had like this little mic that was metal.
But yeah, it's a ton of work and it's a ton of time. And we just decided to take a step back a little bit, and it's way more important to be parents than make videos online. So we tried to make that separation, and while still uploading, like we still did a lot of
every
videos.
so often we would put up stuff.
But yeah, that's what we're up to. Sorry, that cough is terrible. But so we decided to start this podcast, and it's something that we can do, hopefully weekly. We're planning on trying to do it weekly. And
we still want to do some videos. We're trying to figure out that balance where we can do like videos when we're out and about doing things, because I know a lot of people like that, versus just trying to keep everybody updated with at least this is something we can do no matter what time. And clearly it's like midnight. It's not really midnight. What time is it?
It's like 9:00 at night on a Saturday.
And then, and so we can kind of come and do this anytime. And then meanwhile, like other activities we can kind of do. Mm. And if you guys have watched Crazy Dreamers more recently, we try to incorporate our son into it too, because, he's part of the story. Mm-hmm. I remember when people will comment, she wants everyone to know she's pregnant. She's always touching her belly. But I was actually really sick like the whole time.
Yeah, it's true.
But I was just like, no, actually, we didn't want anyone when we were at yard selling to know that I was pregnant. And as I got bigger, I would try to wear like bigger clothes, because then they tried to sell you all their baby stuff. And that was clearly
that was
not
terrible.
what we were going for.
Horrible.
And then it turned in like we brought the baby like once or twice, and people would just be like, oh, do you need this? And then we're like, no. And then like, oh, we'll just give it to you. And it's like, no, we
really don't need it.
We don't need it or want it, but thank you. And then of course the baby's like, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like a lot of people don't realize too, like when Pam was pregnant, that, she was, and this is like over 2 years ago now. But
I don't know what
she was like hurting. Like every video that we did
Oh,
when she was pregnant, she was feeling like she had the flu, basically. So
it was
she was a trooper.
the worst time. Like Ryan would come in and he'd give me anything. He'd be like, here. And I know we talked about it a bit. Like my last, like from halfway point on, I could only drink like milk, whole milk. Literally a gallon a day was all I would consume, like liquid, solid, whatever. And Ryan would do anything he could to like get me up, to get me to go. And eventually he just said, I'm going to go by, myself, because we got to have content to upload. And then he was like, nope, you got to come with me because it doesn't go so well. We need both of us. We need the dynamic of the two of us, the yin and the yang.
Yeah, nobody wants to see my ugly self just in videos.
But everyone wanted to see my pukey nasty self. Yeah, about that. And then Ryan would be like, be yourself. Be like your happy go lucky self. I'm like,
that is not myself right now.
yeah. I was like, sure, of course.
I'll try.
Right.
Yeah, so we did that for a while, and then honestly, like, we can talk about it here. With the garage sale content, like, even after,
Just to let you know, this is totally like off the key, so I don't really know when he's like, we're going to talk about it here. I have no idea what he's going to say. We're just kind of winging it for this first one to get something uploaded, to be able to like test out, like he was saying, the editing and stuff. So just bear with us. So if I'm looking at him like a deer in headlights, it's because literally I don't know what he's going to say.
So if you don't, which I'm assuming everybody that's watching this probably knows who we are, like what we did on YouTube for years. But if you don't know, we used to film going to garage sales and showing what we found, and we sold things that we found at garage sales and stuff to make money. And that was basically the gist of our channel, and it still is our channel. But after the baby was born, we were still going to garage sales fairly regularly, and nobody knows about this. I was on my deathbed
for a little bit.
Yeah, true. But I mean, like the following year, like when he was
we did
6
try.
months,
We tried.
6 months, 8 months old. We took him in the stroller and stuff. But like a lot of people don't know this because we didn't publicize it, obviously. But we had like a pretty bad incident at a yard sale with someone like harassing us and screaming at us for filming. And it wasn't anybody that was holding a yard sale. It was another yard sale shopper. And it was super obnoxious, and like it was bad. It was really bad. I probably still have the footage somewhere because I saved it just to be safe. I probably will never release it, but it was pretty bad.
It was a community sale that was like a cul-de-sac-y, like duplex. So there was a ton of people outside, and I was like, Ryan, I want to go. I just want to go. And then like not 2 seconds, but like the next people that came over and talked to us, like stopped. They were in a car and they're like, hey, thrift mine. And you're like, see, it's okay. We have friends. And I'm like, and then like the next thing we saw or heard was those people being like, they're filming you. They're gonna like, like they made it seem like we're trying to break into people's houses or something.
For some reason, this person had like, they were like genuinely so mad that we were filming. Like I'm assuming they knew who we were, but I don't understand why they were so pissed.
And it was me that he was going like at first, and I had the baby with me.
He was screaming at us while we had our like 6-month-old baby. And I'm just like, it was horrible. It was a terrible experience. It was scary. And that kind of changed a lot for us. It really did. Because after, like, when you go through something like that, it's
I had a panic attack on the street.
Yeah,
remember? I was like, I need to leave. I'm gonna like.
Yeah. And it's like, is this really worth it? Like, I don't want to, like, that guy was in the wrong. But at the same time, like, he was complaining about us filming on private property, which is true. I mean, we are filming on private property for these videos. So he is right. We also
talk to people and we say, oh, we're filming because this. And
right. But it's no secret. Like, you can see the camera on our chest. And like if anybody, and we have had issues in the past where somebody didn't like us filming, or they complained after the fact, after the video was out, they sent us an email like, hey, can you take the video down?
Yeah.
And we did. You know, that's not an issue. I have
or
no
if
problem
people
with
tell
that.
us up front, they were like, oh, I like, you can show my voice, but not me or whatever. Like,
Right. But I think the worst part of this is that it was another shopper. Like it was nobody that owned property. And this guy just had an issue with it for whatever reason. And
the place where he freaked out and he goes, I'm not coming to your yard sale because they're filming illegally or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you said to the woman and the man that was there, and you're like, does it bother you that we're filming? We have a YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, nope. Do you want to buy that?
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have that.
He just wanted he just wanted to make a sale. He didn't care. He's like, nope, doesn't matter.
It's funny because that was actually in one of our videos that's still up today. I don't know which one, but I cut that part out where I asked, is it cool if we're filming? And I cut out the part where the guy was yelling at me, and then I cut out the part where he was like, yeah, it's cool. So, but it's funny. Like, just nobody ever knew that happened. Nobody knew, what we went through there. But that's a huge reason why things slowed down a little bit on the yard sale front, because it was like,
I didn't want to go back out.
Right.
And I felt like that was dangerous. Like, I was having like postpartum things, and then I felt like it wasn't safe with the baby.
Mm-hmm.
And
and it wasn't. I don't want to put my family in that situation again. I don't. It's scary, and it's avoidable for something that's not like making a yard sale video. Make a yard sale video or get screamed at by a psycho stranger. Like, I'm not going to make the video, But,
especially where, like you said, we both have full-time jobs. And I know that there's a lot of content creators that this is their job.
Absolutely.
So they need that,
Yeah.
They need to be making content. They need to be out there getting, what's it called? I'm saying supplies. And then I thought ammunition. And I'm like, that doesn't
content?
make sense. No. Product, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know the correct word that I'm looking for, but it's something like that.
Inventory.
But inventory, that's it.
Yep.
So they need those things. So they don't really have a choice. They have to go out all the time. And then some of the people in the same like space, they've had issues with people. And we just decided that, people are very sensitive about certain things. And, if they feel that they're being, what should I say, taken advantage of, or if they feel like they're wronged, people are very boisterous and not just kind of like, hey, I don't
The thing about
I feel
this
like I'm going down a bunny hole.
Yeah, but
trying not to upset anybody. But
the thing about this situation
is
we were not filming them at all. When he first confronted us, he came up from behind and he was like, "Are you guys filming?" And we're like, "Yeah." And then he started just losing his mind.
He didn't live there.
He didn't. He was a shopper.
Yeah. And
he was not on camera whatsoever. And if anybody is on camera that doesn't want to be on camera, obviously I'm going to cut them out. I'm not going to put them on the video. We're just having fun, and making videos. And when it turns into us having 100% good intentions, and we're not trying to cause any problem, but somebody else has an issue with it, and it boils over to a situation where somebody is yelling, screaming at you, like calling you names and swearing at you, and it's just not worth it, dude. It's not worth it. So that happened for everybody out there that didn't know that happened, which is everybody watching this. But yeah, it was crazy. And I'm sure it's happened to a lot of other creators out there. I'm sure it has to have, because it happened to us. So, and it's just uncomfortable. Of course we could still make garage sale content. We could still go out there and make videos. But after a situation like that, from now on, we were just extremely uncomfortable. We were really we had that anxiety, is this going to happen again? And we just didn't want to put ourselves in that situation anymore.
And we had been doing it since 2018?
19, yeah.
18.
Making videos since 2019.
Oh. So that's, 4 years?
Mm. Yep.
Oh, do you guys hear Kimber? What?
We're trying to film a podcast here, dog.
Will you get an anxiety too? Come here. Do you feel my anxiety coming? It's my anxiety dog. She's like, it's okay, mama. Oh, you gonna get him. You gonna get him. I'm gonna let her out. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. Mama, I'll be good girl. You're
trying so hard not to cough the entire time. It's weird. My cough comes out at night. All day long, I won't cough. And then the nighttime falls, and it's like my lungs just want to explode.
It's a lady of the night.
It's weird. It's really strange.
I think he does it on purpose so that I don't try to like spoon him and cuddle.
What?
I don't know.
Oh.
That's what I think. That's my hypothesis. My theory, if you will.
Okay. Well, yep, that's where we're at. Is there anything... Did you have anything on your plate that you wanted to tackle in this?
I mean, I'm actually upset that I don't have a plate because one of the things that I was kind of known for before was to always having snacks. I did unfortunately have, well, fortunately, unfortunately, whatever, had a sugar cookie in the shape of a pumpkin before this. But I've done this like carnivore diet journey thing. I was really good.
Oh, that was pretty wild, by the way.
I was really, really good. And I've slowly started eating junk. We've had how many birthday parties this month? It's October, by the way. It's October, what, 21st? So we've had the baby's birthday, your birthday, Graham's birthday, literally in the past week. So now I'm like reintroducing sugars and I'm like very excited about it. But I really need to get back into just eating meat. I like to call my hamburgers at work my meat cookies because that's what...
What? I don't know you call them that.
The girls at work, they always have like it all of a
Meat
sudden
cookie.
turns into a bakery at work and they have cookies and cakes and cupcakes and candy and they're like, Pam, you got to eat some of this and you got to have a cookie, and I'm trying to be on my carnivore diet and I feel like I'm on a bakazor diet. I don't know what that equivalent would be, but I got to tone myself down just a snidbit.
So a little thing about the carnivore diet. I tried it for like a week and I didn't even make it a week. I think I made it like 5 days.
5 days.
And I was like, nah, bro, I'm done. And
at first he was so for it. He's like, what? Bacon?
it sounds good on
and
paper.
Steak
And then once you do it, it's like, bro, I want some
cheese.
carbs, dude. I want some bread.
But your sugar. So I would have the cookie and he wants pasta.
I don't have the willpower.
I could pass on pasta all day. We both don't really eat bread necessarily. I'd probably eat more bread because I'd have toast.
Yeah.
But like we both don't really need bread. Yours was the pasta.
I don't eat any
was
sweets
the problem.
at all, ever.
Don't lie.
What are you talking about?
You eat some Reese's peanut butter cups every so
Yeah,
often.
but I'm not like, I'm never craving that. I'm never like, oh, I want a Reese's. And even when I'm eating it, I'm like, this is good, but I'm not like, oh, wow, this is like blowing my mind.
I'm going to remember that next time I have my peanut butter M&M's share bag. And then I offer you some and you take one. I'm going to be like, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And I'm going to know you've done
because
it.
I don't like them.
You should just let me have them then.
But so there may be something to this carnivore diet thing.
Yes.
Because you were on the carnivore diet for like a month, maybe more than a month.
I was on a like strict for like a month and a half, like strict.
100% carnivore.
Yeah. No,
like,
no
cheating.
So it's a carnivore. It's called AB30. So you have anything from an animal. So the meat, cheese, milk, and then you can have fruit, which I found out if y'all actually look up what fruit is, anything that has seeds on the inside, you can have. So zucchini, pumpkin, squash, those are actually all fruit. And then it goes into like some hairy like situation with tomatoes and peppers where they're, what is it, nightshades? I think they're nightshades. And you're not supposed to eat those because those aren't the best things for you. So I wouldn't really eat those. I think I had like a pepper once or twice during it. But so I had that. I even had homemade ice cream. I was making homemade ice cream. And you can have honey.
Which the homemade ice cream is just like heavy, like
it's
raw cream.
Yeah.
And like you put it in your ice cream maker with honey.
Yes.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'd have that. And that was it. Oh, and you could have rice.
Yeah.
I think that you're supposed to only have a certain amount of rice, but I know that you could have rice as well. But I didn't have rice often. You'd always be like, you want rice? You want rice? Do you want rice?
Yeah, because I like rice.
Yeah. And so,
But
anyway.
But yeah, so like you were on that diet for a while, and then we had that sickness come through the house, whatever the heck it was. The baby got it first, and then gave it to us both. And you were it was just like kind of a mild cold for you.
I had one day, like half a day that I had a fever.
Yeah.
That it was like 101.4 or something. And then the next morning I woke up and I was fine. I did have a little bit of a cough, but it's like pretty much nothing. But I did read the carnivore diet code before, and it was talking about how your body kind of like has to fight certain things that are in foods. And so that when you get sick, or you're more likely to get sick and it lasts longer. So that's why I'm invincible now.
And me, obviously not being on the carnivore diet, I almost like died from this thing. I was bedridden for 2 days. Like I couldn't even get out of bed for 2 days.
His mom was here. We are very blessed, and we have family members that come and help with the baby. And his mom was watching the baby, and I remember texting her at lunchtime because I was at work, and I was like, "Oh, how are the Ryans doing?" And she goes, "I haven't seen Ryan." And I'm like, "Which one?" But she was talking obviously about you.
Yeah, I was just upstairs in bed all day. She was here.
Yeah. He came out of the room like Smeagol in the middle of the night and be like, looking for pasta.
I was hurting. It was bad. And like I had COVID. We had COVID a couple years ago.
Yeah. That was when the baby was born. That was December of 2021.
We had COVID. And this was like just as bad, maybe even worse for me.
I think it lasted longer for you.
Yep.
Like the bad part, because then it just got like with COVID, I know that some people had it really, really bad. Some people didn't even make it through. But we had like the 3, I think, really bad days.
Yeah.
But it was never like you weren't in bed for 3 days. You would like come downstairs and
Yeah. And like it's been 3 weeks now and I'm still coughing, as you can hear.
I was doing that for you guys. I'm just kidding.
It's weird. I just can't kick it. I don't know what it is.
I think it's weird that it knows what time of day it is.
And it's a dry cough. Like I'm not coughing up anything. It's weird. It's strange.
You should probably have some meat organs.
Another issue I've had is like fluid in my ears. Like I can still feel fluid in my ears. When I like lean over, I hear it. It's like swimmer's ear. And I don't
swim, so I don't know what that's like. I do not know how to swim. Fun fact.
Yeah, this thing's been tough to kick for me. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
I think it was weird too because you and the baby had ear infections and I didn't.
Yeah.
I just had that like that half day when I was like in bed and then I woke up like nothing ever happened.
Yep.
And I did have a headache. I had a headache, like migraine-ish headache, I think a little earlier that day.
I never got a fever though, which is strange. I never got a fever, but I had it
Not that you
worse.
let me take your temperature.
Well, every time I took my my temp, it was like, I hate coughing into those microphone.
That's because you know you're going to use it for a while and you're coughing all those little bacteriums. Did you use my microphone when you were setting this up?
Maybe.
Sabotage. I'm going to spray it with Lysol later.
You already had this. You're good.
You're
immune. You're immunized.
I'm not immunized. I'm just carnivorically sound.
All right.
But I feel like I got to get back into it because I have not been. It's weird too because not that I'm not a heavy person. I know I've never been a heavy person. Even when I was pregnant, I was kind of like a little pregnant person.
Yeah, when you were pregnant from behind, you couldn't, like, if you were looking at you from the back, you couldn't even tell you were pregnant. It was kind of funny. Anyway.
I don't even think I really waddled. Like,
no,
people were like, oh, the pregnancy
really.
waddle. Yeah, never got a waddle. But I ended up losing, and my doctor, so I did have a physical, and she told me just to be careful because she doesn't want me to lose too much weight.
Yeah.
Because I lost like 7 pounds in a month. But I felt great and I slept great. I had so much more energy.
You lost 7 pounds on the carnivore diet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
Why did I look little?
No, I no. But if you're eating just straight protein.
Well, it's getting rid of
day.
all the processed stuff
Right.
and all the sugars that you don't really need. But I had honey. I would have honey in my
Yeah.
milk.
True. Yeah. All the
Milk.
sugars you ate were just natural sugars.
Yeah. Or the fruit too. But anyway.
Honey's a
We
pretty
can
cool.
talk about that later.
Honey's a pretty amazing thing, by the way. You can literally store honey for thousands of years and it's still good.
And apparently if
Isn't
you
that
get
crazy?
local raw honey, it can like cure you. Not cure you, but like protect you from allergies.
Yeah.
Your allergens.
It's wild. It's pretty neat.
No pun intended, wild honey. He's so funny when he's sick. I was going to say when he coughs, and then I was like, oh, wait. What are you drinking? I'm drinking hot water.
I'm drinking tea with a little alcohol in it.
What is that,
It's
twisted
called
tea?
Twisted Tea.
Oh, Buddy would be so impressed.
Yeah, my brother-in-law is like, he should be sponsored by Twisted Tea.
He
'cause
probably
he
is.
probably
he
is
just
like-
doesn't know it.
He's probably like a good percentage of their sales.
At least 10%.
Yeah, right.
Love you,
Yeah.
Buddy.
Oh, speaking of sponsorships, this isn't even a sponsorship, but this company, Brunt Workwear or
your
Brunt Boots,
Yeah.
they reached out to us on like through this channel, Crazy Dreamers, and this YouTube channel, if you're watching on YouTube, and they were like, "Hey, we love your content. We want to send you some boots." And I'm like, "All right." I mean, I work in the construction field, so I'm down with that. And they're like, "All right, which boots do you want?" They have all kinds of different styles and models and whatever. And just let us know which ones you want, your size, and we'll send them. And like, they didn't even ask for a shout out or anything.
Where
Nothing.
are my boots? You didn't tell them what size I had.
Oh, well.
Do you see this? Let me. One day we're gonna talk about the difference between mom and dads and like husbands and wives and how like.
You don't work in the construction field, though.
Have you seen the calculus I have to get off of teeth?
Does that require
what-
steel toe safety approved by government agencies work boots?
Can we all agree that a wedding is very important?
You didn't answer the question.
Listen, a wedding is a very important day. One of the biggest days in
What
a
does a
woman's
wedding
life.
have to do with this?
What shoes did I wear on my wedding day? I mean, ours. It's not just mine, but ours.
So anyway, this company reached out and
I got a pair of matching steel toe boots. And that's actually on the video. If they watch that, they know.
yeah, you wore steel toe
And I wear them in the winter.
Chippewa work boots for our wedding. You did.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But they're still brand new. Like, why would you need a new pair?
I wear them in the winter. They're not brand new. They're 4 years old.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying. You don't think of me. You should have been like, oh, it's this and this size. And what about the little dude? He doesn't have no Chippewa or wait, what kind of
This is Brunt.
brunt? He has no brunt. You should have asked for a hoodie with those cool snips. They have these hoodies with
They
cool
do.
snips.
And this is not an ad or anything. And I'm just doing this to be nice. They didn't even ask for it. That's what amazed me. They were just like, oh, you want some free work boots? Here you go. They didn't even ask for a shout out. They didn't ask for like zero strings attached. And here maybe it's
They saw me looking up those hoodies. And they're like,
yeah.
that girl wants some. I'm going to throw a little honey at her husband.
Yep.
See what he does. Oh, he doesn't even think of her. Never mind. She ain't getting no hoodie. She ain't getting no boots.
But anyway, these boots that I got, I tried them on and they're super comfortable. I'm going to keep them. I don't think I'm going to wear them to work because they're really nice. I'm just going to use them for like
I
occasions on the
suggested
weekends
that
and-
he has a nice pair of boots and then once they start getting a little rugged, you know, he's going to go mow the lawn one day and then it's just going to be over and it's probably going to be tomorrow. Actually, it's raining tomorrow too, so it's not going to be tomorrow.
This week. It's raining. By the way, it is raining like where we live every freaking weekend. It's like clockwork. All week long, it's beautiful weather, bright and sunny. You know, maybe a couple clouds in the sky. Great temperature, 75. And then the weekend hits, and it's like rain.
Does anyone want to guess in our relationship who is half full and half empty glass?
So it's like rain every weekend.
It is destruction. Even though last weekend it was actually sunny and nicer than they said it was going to be, which was perfect because we had birthday party outside.
But that was just one weekend. All the other weekends were rain.
And then last year, what was it? The drought, right?
Yeah, it
we were
was.
talking about the drought.
That's what
You
it is.
weren't upset about the drought. You were more annoyed with everybody mentioning the drought. And then you were annoyed that I would tell you that you needed to take quicker showers because I wanted to not run out of water.
It drove me crazy because everybody's like, it's a drought. It's a drought. I'm like, it's a cycle. It's not a drought. It's a cycle. It's going to be dry this year. And then the next time it rolls around and it's the summer or spring or whatever, it's going to rain a lot. And was I wrong?
Yeah.
It rained so much this year.
We have more mushrooms than grass outside.
Yeah. It rained so much this year. So like, and like we joke about it, like, how's the drought looking? What's the drought? You used to look at the drought chart.
Yes.
How's the drought chart
Every
looking?
Thursday that thing would be updated.
Yeah.
It's non-existent at this time.
I bet.
Yes. Just so you know. Keep
We're
it on
basically
point.
deeper than the Titanic at this point.
That hits a little soft spot.
What do you mean?
The Titan.
Oh, that. Yeah. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I do feel bad. Like, excuse me. I do feel bad for those people. A lot of people like gloated or were like happy that billionaires died on the Titan.
There was a kid on there.
I know. That's what I'm saying. And like, it's not his fault. He just went with his dad. And it's like, oh, those darn billionaires, screw them. Glad they died. I don't know. I can't get on that. I can't get on that ship.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. However, the owner of that sub, the guy who like built it, he was also on the boat or on the sub. I don't really feel bad for him, if I'm honest.
Well,
he knew the risks. He knew the corners he was cutting.
He had
and he was arrogant about it.
The tests and things and the cracks or something.
Yeah, he literally said in an interview, he's like, yeah, experts tell me not to mix titanium and fiberglass, but I did. And it's like, if you say that, I mean, you're kind of just asking for it. Right? But I do feel bad for the people that he like scammed into getting on the thing. Because that's what he did. He was a con man.
I feel really bad for the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that they said that, like, I don't know if it was him or if it was his dad who was really into the Titanic. I assume his dad at least was somewhat interested. I am so sorry. There are presents from the baby's birthday that we are.
Kim, what are you doing? The dog's
she's
like
trying
trying
to get into the presents. But we're trying to do this thing with the baby where we're just giving him like one a day because it's supposed to like he gets to enjoy the present for the day opposed to just getting over inundated with presents. So we still have some things over here, which Kimber just wanted to make sure nothing was for her apparently. So I feel bad for the kid, especially if I feel bad anyway because at 19, any idea that I had was probably not good. I feel bad for the child, like if he was just kind of told, oh, you're going on this. And he's like, oh, my dad really likes this, so I'm going to go. And if he really had no interest in going in the first place and is just like along for the ride. I don't know about you, but that's happened to me a couple times growing up.
Yeah.
Where I got to learn how to spin wool for a weekend. It was fun. And I think I was like off in the woods collecting berries and trying to make like poison juice or something because I was inspired by Snow White somehow. Yeah.
So rest in peace to those people. It was a tragedy. I'm not going to be here like, oh, great. It's so great. It happened. It just feels horrible. But yeah.
It made me decide that I really hope my son is like myself. And the way, like I said earlier, I don't swim. The thing is I'm such a fan of oxygen that I want to be where it is. I don't want to be in a place that it's not abundant. So anywhere like in the water, I know that there's oxygen in water, but not enough for this girl. And then outer space, I'm good. So I really hope my son really wants to stay here and he doesn't want to either go anywhere in the ocean, maybe not scuba diving. What's that other thing when you stay at the surface?
Snorkeling?
Yeah, maybe he can snorkel. I'm in a pool. And then then like I don't want him to go off with Elon. Like I hope Elon does his thing and everyone's okay and they go to Mars, but not my baby.
Yeah. I can't imagine going to another planet.
You were like, this is so cool.
It would be cool to watch other people do it. I wouldn't. Are you kidding me? I would never do it.
I feel like you wouldn't do it if I didn't do it.
If you did it, you're saying I would do it? I don't think so.
I'm saying you'd be way more inclined to do it if I did it.
Probably, but I know you wouldn't.
You
anyway,
don't.
So.
The only place you like to go without me is with Justin and Lonnie.
Yeah, that's true.
That is like the only time you'll like leave me.
Yeah.
So I never have to worry about another woman. I just have to worry about two grown men.
We did some snorkeling together, by the way.
Who?
Well, me and Justin did some snorkeling.
So, okay. Please pay attention to this. So this is going to be a whole nother podcast. So you stay tuned. So you left your wife and son at home and then you go on a cruise with two grown men and their wives. Hi, Candace. Hi, Gabby, if you're listening. And then you do a couples massage with Justin and Gabby.
Yes.
Because a couple means 3, not 2. It means 3. And I know that they asked you.
It wasn't a couples massage. Like, that's not how they sold it. They were just like, you want a massage? And we're like, yeah, sure. It's not. They were like, you want a massage? And we're like, sure. So we all went in.
I'm glad you weren't like sex trafficked.
Yeah, it wasn't like, you guys want to do a couples massage? And I was like, count me in with those guys. I think that's not how it went down. They were just like, you guys want a massage? And we're like, yeah. So we all went in.
And then you went
us 3
snorkeling.
We did, yeah.
Yep. And then when I tried to get you to do like couples massage with me, you were like, no, I'm much more masculine than that. And
I don't think so.
And
I do not
the
recall.
pedicure as well. You were
look,
like, no.
I'm not doing a pedicure. No.
You were like, no.
I will draw the line there. I'm not doing that.
I'm just saying, you put me down for both. And that's why you ended up.
I will do a couples massage with you.
No, because that's why you got me a massage that I have the gift card still downstairs. Because it was just me. Well, why do I want to go by myself?
I don't know.
A couple is 2, my friend. So now I feel like for Christmas, I need to send Justin and Gabby like bathrobes, a nice candle, and, some oils and I don't know, maybe a massage
Go for
table.
it. I'm sure they'll love that.
And I'll say, sorry that my husband interfered with your couples massage because it wasn't a couples massage. In my mind, it was a couples massage and they were like, oh, do you want to come? Because I felt bad you were the fifth wheel. And you were like, yes. And Gabby was like, why did you even say that, Justin?
Justin was like, dude, I want to get you a massage. I know you have back problems. Now, I'm serious. And he's like, he paid for it. But he's like, I'm not going to pass that up, though. I'm going to go, too. And then his wife was there, Gabby, and she's like, oh, I'll do it. Like, they were super, like, they wouldn't have done it if I wasn't there, I don't think.
So basically, now I'm starting to think that it's just Justin I have to worry about. Not Lonnie. You haven't had, like, bro time.
Yeah, me and Lonnie haven't had massages together. Yeah, I guess not.
Or splashing in the ocean. Like St. Martin style.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know where you went. Where did you go?
Nowhere.
Where were you scuba diving? No, what was it?
Where did we snorkel?
Yeah.
We snorkeled in Cozumel, Mexico.
See that? He even went to another country with them. I tried to go to England with him. He's like, I'm going to call the passport people.
Stop.
That's an issue right there. I want whoever knows about the passport people, Let me know how I'm supposed to get a hold of them in New Hampshire.
You can tell that story. We were supposed to go to England this past year.
As a family.
In August. We had
Yeah.
it all planned. And it didn't happen because the people who work at the passport company, which isn't a company, it's the Department of Homeland Security.
It's the government.
It's the government. They are a bunch of losers. And, well, I'm not going to say that. That was mean. They're not losers.
I'm not going to say that. I said that, but I take it back. He means.
But.
So what happened is we applied back in February. We were supposed to go February 28th. They got my paperwork in the mail. And we were supposed to leave in August. They say that it takes about 10 to 13 weeks to get your passport and all the documentation done. Well, here it is October 21st. I think we decided earlier in this podcast that was the date, right? And I'm still waiting.
Still don't have your
but the
passport.
Baby has his,
I
Ryan
have
has his, and I don't know. I'm starting to think that maybe I'm a criminal or something and I just don't remember it. It's probably the neighbors next door.
You submitted your passport, even though your passport, by the way, just expired like this year, right? Earlier, like this year?
I don't remember.
Very recently. Either the end of last year or the beginning of this year it expired.
Yeah, I don't have it
So
because you have to mail it in.
Mine did too. Mine expired like in
Yours
April.
was April.
Yeah. But so they told her that, so I get my passport back. And we get
the babies came back in a month and then yours came back in like May.
Everything's all good.
Or June.
And then it's months and we don't hear anything about Pam's. Nothing. Excuse me. And then after 4 or 5 months, they're like, they sent something in the mail and they're like, there's another passport of yours that's in existence. Which, how would that even be possible where the passport you had physically in your hand at home, where you still have now because it expired?
No, they have it because I had to send it in with them.
Okay, well, still, how would it be possible for another passport to exist when you had one already? That's what they're claiming.
I don't know. Yeah, so I had to send in a form that said that it was lost or stolen.
It was stolen, like somebody stole her identity. But even if that was the case, how would that even happen? Because you, like, if you that would have happened when they submitted the fraud, right? They would have been like, oh, there's already one in existence because you had it. We had it.
Right.
So it makes zero sense.
I have no idea.
So we resubmitted you had to submit a
lost or stolen form. And then
and then it was another couple months, maybe a month or two.
It was 3 months.
3 months.
About 3 months because I'm waiting until November. And if I still don't hear anything, because that would be another 3 months from the next form that I had to resubmit.
And they said, oh,
they said I filled out the form, but I didn't sign my name. If anyone knows me too, like in person, I'm very like...
You signed it. I saw the paper. I saw it. You signed it.
What would you say? I'm particular, OCD?
Yeah.
High strung?
High strung, no. I won't say that.
I think at times I get high strung, but it could be the anxiety and the anxious.
Depends.
But anyway, everyone's like that. But I'm very I get very organized about certain things, and I like to have things done like right away. I don't like to sit on things. I like everything done. Where Ryan is definitely, what is it called? The yin to my yang, where you procrastinate until the last possible second.
Yeah.
And you've always been like that because your mom has confirmed that. And she says that you do the most beautiful work at the last moment. But it drives me crazy. So
we had to cancel our trip to England, which we spent, we bought the plane tickets. That was like $3,000.
It was over $3,000.
And by the way,
$3,200.
JetBlue can't just refund your money. They have to give you credits.
Well, so I think they could have refunded if it was within 90 days, but we were still waiting for the passport, and then we got that paper thing that came in. Oh, By the way, if you go down to the passport company, at least here in New Hampshire, in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, if you touch the door, security comes out and asks you what you're doing. And apparently saying trying to open the door is not the right answer because they don't appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, she tried to go
apparently.
to the... So, like, we were... When we were trying to get all this straightened out, she went... You called...
I called and called and
called the Homeland Security office, called. Can't get anybody
and
on
then
the phone.
There's not even a prompt that says to like for customer service.
Nothing.
It tells you from the website, call to make an appointment. And then you go through all the prompts. I've tried every single prompt. Nothing tells you to make an appointment. It says to cancel or change an appointment. That's the only thing that it says
Right.
about appointments. So even when we applied originally, we had to go to the local, well, it wasn't our local library, but we had to go to Dover to like have a meeting with them and basically have them review our paperwork to make sure it was all right and all good and then send it out.
Yeah. And then, so after you couldn't get an answer through the phone service, you're like, screw it. We're just going to go down to the Homeland Security office at the Air Force Base.
And I'll ask them.
So
Yep.
we go down there. Pam's trying to break into the place. And the security is like, you can't be here at all.
Yeah. If you don't have an appointment,
Yep.
you don't need to be here. And I was just like,
Well, how do I make an appointment? And then he gives you the same number that she's been calling for weeks.
I was like, my baby can't go around to a different country without me. Like, that just can't happen. I was like, my husband doesn't even change diapers. Do you know how bad the baby will be? And like, he's like, I understand. I'm a dad too. And then he gives me this magnet. He's like, this will help you out. This is the number. It was the same number that I had been calling.
It's a joke.
I'm like, have you tried to call this number? He goes, I applied for my passport on time. I'm like, you little... He wasn't little.
Nice
He was
passive
like,
aggressive comment. But it's so frustrating. You can get absolutely nowhere. So if you guys have had that same issue, let us know in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube.
yes, or what do you do
like-
to rectify? People have told me to talk to our congressman.
Yeah.
I don't know who my congressman is. Or where do I find him? Do I get in trouble if I go to their house or their door?
Yeah.
Their
probably.
office?
Probably.
Do
Start
I go to
banging
Washington?
on the congressman's door.
I mean, I know where
need
my
my
governor
passport.
lives. And I'm sure
We
I'm
do-
not I
oh,
can't
we
be
did
the
that.
only person.
We did that. We stalked the governor's house.
Well,
we
we
probably shouldn't say
didn't.
this.
We didn't stalk his house.
We
We
just-
just know where he was just by passing. Just so
And we
happened.
drove by it and we were like, oh, that's where he lives. That's where it ended. That's where it ended.
We haven't been back.
And we haven't been back.
It was
just,
almost
it was
like-
a one-time thing.
It was like Hocus Pocus when you drive by like the Dennison house and you're like, oh, that's where it is. It's just like the movie. Okay. And we continued on our way.
Yeah. It was cool.
We're going to
Shout out to Nunu, you the man.
I know we like Sununu.
Yeah, he's cool. He's
He's
a great
nice.
governor.
But
I hope he doesn't see this because that was kind of creepy.
yeah, thanks. Now he's going to move and we're going to have to find him some other way. No, I'm just kidding. No, but literally we like, it was very like just by chance. We're like, oh, is that, oh, that's
Yeah.
where he lives. Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Who knows? He doesn't even live there. He was like visiting his mom. We just think it's his house. Because I've never gone into any other house but my own. That's what I do.
Yeah. But anyway. So that's where we're at. That's our life. That's what we've been up to. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Probably a good way to end it for the first one, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I
Why
mean,
not?
we can just spiral out of control,
Yeah, like, you know.
but we want to save some for later.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to try to do this on a more regular basis, maybe like a weekly basis. It's our hopes. Don't hold us to it because
No promises, but once a week is kind of the goal.
I think once a week is a great
think.
start.
Yeah.
You guys let us know. How often should we be doing this? What do you guys want to hear about? Do you guys have questions about what our life, what we've been doing?
Drop it in the comments.
Do you have comments on what we talked about or...
Yeah.
like questions. I'm usually the one who's a little bit more, actually Ryan goes through them quite a bit, but I'm more responsive. Ryan will like read questions or comments and he'll like talk to me about it and he won't always like respond, where I'll be like the person that feels like I have to say something to everybody. So
Yeah, maybe we can take some viewer questions on the show. That'd be fun.
or
Yeah.
like the comment that like hits me the most. I'm going to be like, this was my favorite comment,
Right.
and just give a shout out. Okay, well, Ryan will shout out because I am a horrible, like, pronunciator. Is that a word?
You're not good at pronunciation.
So I was reading a book to the baby whose room is like right next door, and Ryan's calling out to me. So okay, we're Christian. So I'm like reading the Bible to the baby, and it's a kid's version. Like Daddy Ryan actually got it when he was 5. Like, so we're talking very simple here. And it's the names, and
You're reading the names of the Old Testament. And then you were like,
Yes.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus. No, you were Genesis, Exodus, and then you're like, Leviticus, and I'm like, it's Leviticus. You're like, huh?
And then like I'm like I was saying Abraham. I'm like, who's Abraham's wife, Ryan? I'm just calling out because I know
think
he
it's
can hear
Sarah.
me, and he's just going with it. And I was like, it says it's like Sarah without an H but an I, and
Sarai,
he's like
right?
Sarai, and I'm
think
like,
that's right.
oh, and like if I was to guess, I probably would have guessed that one. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a horrible pronunciator. I don't even know if that's
I don't think that's a word. I would say you're
horrible at
you're not-
pronouncing.
you're not good at pronunciation.
I'm not good at reading or spelling. I don't know why I'm the one who reads at night, especially the Bible to the baby. But well, you read to him too, but I'm just saying.
I don't read the Bible to him. I just read stories, like
Well,
books.
I like longer books because he's always like moi, moi,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't want Spot to run anymore. Spot doesn't want to run anymore.
Brown bear, what do you see?
That one he
That's
has
a
to
good
like
one.
poke the book. He's like, okay, we gotta go. I gotta go poke this bear.
All right. Whoa.
I mean, just poke you.
Okay.
And this bear's poking me. Come up here. You
All right,
wanna
guys.
say hi?
Thanks for listening.
Come here.
Hope you enjoyed it. Something different, something cool, something interesting.
Dear, then they can see you.
There's the puppy. If you're watching.
She probably needs to go out.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Restless right now.
Yeah.
And
All right,
she's
guys.
Older. All right, so
We'll see ya.
until next week, hopefully, if you guys hate this, just let us know. We won't waste our time. We'll try to figure out something else to do. I'll do like smoke signals for people to see or something. All right. Bye.
right, see
Wait,
ya.
am I supposed to say it? Do I still say
Yeah,
it now
you
that
gotta
it's
say
a
it.
post?
You gotta say it.
Like a postcard, I was going to say.
Say it.
Keep dreaming, you crazy little dreamers. Then maybe we'll be back next week. Maybe not. Maybe Kimber will go poop. I'm not sure. We're going to see what happens.
Yep.
Out.